Yo, welcome back to the channel, and today's is going to be a big one because I have my boy with me, Lias Bouzidi. Yeah, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
It's your first appearance on my channel.
Yeah, that's good to be here, by the way. I've seen the consistency. I've seen how this guy's grinding. I'm impressed, man.
I'm trying to be like you, man. I'm trying to be like you. And I actually got a special. I thought, you know what? I thought I had to bring you for this episode.
Okay.
Because today we are doing our MLS playoffs prediction.
MLS playoffs,
Yeah,
cold, yeah. Honestly, guys, I'm looking at Inter Miami this year, you know, and Messi, I mean,
Yeah, and the
before
Colorado
the World Cup,
Rapids.
yeah. But yo, Seattle Sounders this year, bro, they got signed for the
This guy's
MLS.
It's only right, man. It's only
Say no
right.
more.
Nah,
Say
I'm
no
joking,
more.
I'm joking. But nah, honestly, today I'm actually excited for this video because it's going to be our Champions League predictions.
Champions League, yo.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't think we're qualifying for this.
What
bro.
are we doing for
I
Champions
don't think we're qualifying for
better
this.
off doing MLS,
we
bro.
can't even do the
Like-
Conference League. We can't even do a Conference League one, bro.
Man, MLS is more level right now, bro. I
Literally,
can't lie.
100%, bro. But yeah, I thought I'd bring you on, especially because obviously the SDS boys recorded one.
Yeah.
And obviously we weren't involved. We never got the call up.
Yeah.
I see. I got a problem
We
with
met
you,
the
brother.
criteria. We
Yeah,
just,
yeah, we did. We didn't
just didn't
meet.
make
Yeah,
the
we didn't meet the criteria, unfortunately. So I thought, you know what? Let me do this on my channel. And I thought there's no one else better to bring than my boy Lias. So,
Appreciate that, bro.
yeah, man. So you know how it goes. We're gonna basically essentially do our predictions for the group phase. So our top 8, so those that are automatically qualified.
Yes, sir.
And then we're also going to predict who we think will be our top scorer in the group stage. Top assist.
Sounds good.
So we're just gonna go through it, each position. So we'll start with 8th and kind of work our way to the top. And then we might have some agreements. We might have some disagreements.
That's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah, no.
It's tough to predict, by the way. Like
It
this
is.
is like we're really looking at fixtures, who looks good, who's got easy fixtures. But I think we should be able to do this.
No, I think so. I think this will be. There'll be more agreements than disagreements.
Say no more.
I feel like there'll be more agreements.
Say
So
no more.
we'll start with 8th. I'll let you go since you're the guest, so you can tell me who you think is 8th and why.
Okay, at 8th place, you ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I've got Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham.
I've got Tottenham Hotspur. I looked at their draw, you know. I looked at their draw, and I even said on Twitter, I feel like it's a very Europa League-esque draw.
Yeah.
Like the teams that they played, that they got drawn with, are very Europa League-y. You're looking at Monaco, Copenhagen, Bodo Glimt, who they actually played in the Europa League
Yeah,
last
they
year.
did.
Frankfurt, who they played in the Europa League last year. Slavia Prague, Villarreal, Dortmund was one of the pot A teams that they played, and then PSG, of course. But I look at those teams, and I'm like, no one really comes out and screams Barbie PSG is like a really, really tough team. And I think Spurs under Thomas Frank are going to be, I mean, already they look a lot more defensively organized than under Ange last season. And I think they're built to go pretty far again in the Champions League. But I look at that group phase, they were like pot 3 team.
Yeah.
But I think they got a pretty decent draw out of it.
Now, you know what? You just made me rethink because I did not.
You see, you know what it is? I don't think it's all about who's the best team. I think it's
about
really
the
who are you
fixture.
facing.
Of course,
and I think
of course.
Spurs actually got nice with their draw. So
Yeah.
I got them coming in the
Now
top
that
8.
you put it, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should have had
Because
Tottenham.
even last season, if
Yeah.
you remember, bro, Madrid didn't make the top 8, City
Yeah,
didn't make the top 8,
yeah.
PSG
A lot
didn't
of
make the
big
top
teams,
8,
yeah.
whereas Lille made the top 8. So
Yeah.
oftentimes it really is who do you play?
Playing that 100%. I put Inter Milan.
Inter, okay.
I put Inter just because obviously their fixture is a bit more difficult, but I do feel like the home games is where they're a bit more formidable. I feel like they will get their points from those home games, and then maybe a couple of results away from home as well. But I just feel like Inter, in terms of teams that are stable in Europe, I just feel like Inter. I know they've got a change in coach, and I know there's been a few changes, but they still have that core players, and I just feel like with Inter, I just see them getting that comfortable or automatic qualification. I know 8th is not comfortable; it's at the lowest end, but I just see them getting that automatic.
I got Inter coming
I find
in.
it hard not to include them.
I got Inter coming in a different category actually, so I'm not gonna
Is it?
speak on
Okay,
that right now.
okay.
I'm gonna let you do your thing
I
on
looked at
Inter.
their fixtures. They got Arsenal, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Porto, Shakhtar, Young Boys, Red Star, Dynamo.
not easy, huh?
It's not
That's
easy,
not
but I think
easy.
it's just the games where they're playing against Arsenal. Obviously, they got a result against Arsenal
Yeah.
last year at San Siro. I feel like Liverpool is always a tough game for them, and also Atletico is a tough game. But I just feel like all the other games, I do see them getting results.
Yeah,
which is why-
Slavia, Kairat, Union. I hear that.
Yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
I put them 8th. Who did you put in 7th?
7th, I've gone for Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went for Real Madrid. Not that I don't think Real Madrid's a great team, and I actually think Madrid are going to have a good Champions League campaign this year. But again, you look at City at home, Liverpool away, Juve at home, Benfica away, Marseille, Olympiacos, Monaco. I don't think it's the easiest fixture list. And I do think early days under Alonso, they're still figuring it out. So it might not click from the jump. I think as the tournament grows, as Madrid usually do, they get better round by round by round. We know that's how Madrid are.
Yeah.
But I think in the group stage, they're going to make it. Last year, they didn't even make the top 8. But I think they'll probably be closer to like 8th than they are at the 1st.
Okay, fair enough. Now I had Real Madrid in a completely different space.
Okay.
But I'll come to that when we
no
get
more.
there. So I put Paris Saint-Germain.
You went for the holders.
Yeah, I went for the
PSG and
holders.
7.
Yeah, I went for them because I just think obviously losing Dembele also losing Doué now. I don't know how that's going to obviously affect in terms of the opening games because it's already round the corner.
They have some tough fixtures though, man. I'm
Yeah,
looking at their fixture list.
And then that's the thing. Their fixture list is tough. I think out of the top teams, I think they got done the hardest, to be honest with you, in terms of their fixture list because you got Bayern, Barcelona, Atalanta, Leverkusen, Sporting, Newcastle, Bilbao. Those are all...
And Tottenham,
And Tottenham as well. So those are all tough games,
And I think, like you said, Dembele, Doué being out, that for me was a big reason in where I put them. I'll tell you in a second where I put them. But I mean, I'm up next, right? So I'll just say it. I put them in sixth. So I got them around that as well, too. I look at the fixtures, that's tough. So similar, I think, the injuries that they're kind of hurting. In fact, I'm a little worried for PSG in that regard because I feel like, bro, I understand last year PSG were like a second half of the season team, but I still feel like you want that early momentum to kind of continue where you left off last season. These injuries, I feel like it kind of makes it a little stop-start.
Yeah, and also just coming off the back of their... obviously, they had a bit of a disappointing result against Chelsea in that final in the FIFA Club World Cup. And I just think even going into the season, I don't think they've... Of course, yes, they're getting those results in the League One, but I just feel like there's something, I don't know, a little missing.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I just feel like there's something missing with that team. I think last season, I just felt like almost...
It all came together.
We were saying that this is a dynasty. And already it kind of feels like that dynasty is already like sort of disappearing.
You reckon?
Bit. Yeah, man. I just feel like it's... Okay, maybe I'm pulling the trigger a bit too early, but I just feel like it's gone back to... You can beat them.
So you don't think they're the team to beat again this year?
No, I think teams have found them out. I think I think the performance against Chelsea
was bad. Chelsea was
I
really
think
bad.
the performance against Tottenham in the Super Cup final. I think there's now teams are starting to figure out how to get the better of this PSG team, and then you couple that with the fact that they've lost Doué and Dembele already this early on.
Yeah,
I just think the group stages they might see a bit of issues and problems. Yeah,
I'll give them credit. I'll cut them some slack for Spurs because that was their first game since Chelsea. They didn't have a preseason. Yeah, kind of just went into that game with Chevalier's first game as well too. So I'll give them credit for that. But yeah, the Chelsea game was kind of alarming, and it's like I do kind of agree. It's like if teams can kind of copy the Chelsea blueprint in terms of how badly they expose them, maybe there's a chance that they kind of fall off. But I would still probably say right now, they're probably still the team to beat though. When everyone is fit for them, that might still be the team to beat.
No, I'm with you. It's crazy. If that could be the quickest dynasty we've ever seen, though, it could generally be the quickest dynasty.
One and done.
That's crazy, you know.
Well, you got a six.
That's crazy. I got six. I got Barcelona. I got Barcelona.
Why is Barcelona?
Because I feel like defensively, Barcelona leaked too many goals. And I think I could see... yes, I feel like they will outscore opponents. They will always create chances. They will always score goals. And when you have players like Lamine Yamal in your team, you always have a chance to win every single game. But I feel like that can only do so much. And when you're playing against the better opponents that are more defensively equipped, then you're going to now struggle. Because it's like... Because I see their fixtures right now.
They have easy fixtures for me, bro. I can't lie.
I feel like Chelsea, PSG, Newcastle even, who are defensively solid as well. If you're coming up against a team that's... At St. James Park, by the way. That's a St.
But I can't lie. You're talking about defensively solid. I don't think that's a problem for Barca, bro. I think they can score against the best of them. For me, can Newcastle hurt Barcelona? Can Chelsea hurt Barcelona? I think defensively, bro, you can put anybody against that Barca team. I think they're going to score goals. And I looked at their fixture list. I got them way higher. I'll tell you where I got them in a second. But I look at Frankfurt, Club Brugge, Olympiacos, Slavia Prague, Copenhagen. Bro, they're going to score like 30 goals in those 5 games.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I think they're banking on outscoring opponents.
Which is their memo.
And I just feel like if you're playing against certain teams like PSG, Chelsea, Newcastle, there's always an element of... There's a risk there.
Okay.
Those teams could set up to beat you. So
I like Barca's fixture list a lot, to be fair. Like I really think it suits them a lot.
Yeah.
I had so we're going 5th now, right?
Yeah.
At 5th, I have Liverpool.
Ooh.
Now Liverpool...
This is interesting.
Yeah, Liverpool have a tricky fixture list in terms of Real Madrid at home, Inter away, Atleti at home, Frankfurt away, PSV at home, Marseille away. I don't think Galatasaray is away as well too. We always know going to Turkey is a tough game, and it's not like I think Liverpool are gonna like lose all those games, but I think similar to what I was saying earlier about Madrid, I feel like Liverpool are kind of figuring it out right now. I know they're 4 wins from 4 in the Premier League as at the time of recording, but I still think you can tell with Liverpool right now, this isn't what they're supposed to look like. This isn't what they're hoping to look like in a few months. So I think the chance to kind of hurt them early doors is there. Now they have so much firepower that it might not even matter, but I think there are some potential banana slips here for Liverpool. And last year I think they topped the entire table. I think they might have lost 1 game when they were already qualified. I think this year it'll be a little more difficult.
Do you feel like with Liverpool though, and this is the sense I kind of got with them last season as well, is that in the Champions League they're different in the Champions League than they are in the Premier League. I just feel like their intensity in those games, I just feel like it's a lot higher in Champions League nights than when it is with Premier League.
It definitely is. Yeah. But I think the difference was last year under Slot, it almost just all clicked all at once. Remember, like match day 1, they beat United like 3-0 in like their 4th game or something like that. this season it still feels like all these new parts that they've kind of introduced, they're still kind of balancing it out. They're still trying to. Salah really hasn't gotten his season going. I know he's scoring, but like he's not really performing to the same level. So I think early days, similar to what I said about Madrid, it's gonna take a little bit of time. But I think again, similar to what you're saying, bro, Liverpool in the Champions League and Field on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just
that'll
feel like,
carry them the far enough.
I just get the feeling that with Liverpool, especially on Champions League nights, they just become a different type of animal. And I just feel like when it's Champions League nights, they just. Whatever's happening in the league, it's almost like it's out the window. This is a new competition. This is a competition we're trying to go for.
To be fair, though, we said that last season.
Yeah,
they went
we
out
did.
Against
We did.
PSG.
Yeah, exactly. So, we'll see how that one goes with Liverpool. I put in 5th Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
See, I actually left Chelsea out of my top 8. Not because I actually think Chelsea are going to do well in the Champions League this year. But I looked at their fixtures and I was like, that's actually like it's not an easy fixture list to be fair. Barca, Bayern, Benfica, Atalanta, Ajax, Napoli. Those 6 tough games. I know they got Paphos and Karabakh, but there's a lot easier pot 3 and pot 2 teams you could have gotten than those ones. So I do kind of foresee some slip ups in the groups, which is why I don't have them in my top 8. But we'll talk about it again in a bit. But I actually think Chelsea will have a good Champions League campaign.
I'm putting them more on the manager. I'm putting that, just because I think he's a really good cup manager in terms of over cup games. I feel like he knows how to manage teams well, and obviously because of the experience now, obviously having played in the Conference League, in the FIFA Club World Cup, I think they're going to come into this type of competition with a lot more confidence. And the manager, I feel like, is a big part to play. It has a big part to play in that. So I just put them there. Not necessarily looking at their fixture list, because I know you're right. They do have Barca. They have some tough games.
To be fair, you got to beat whoever's in front of you for sure. So I'm not going to take anything away from them. But in the Conference League and the Club World Cup, the competition that they faced to get to both those finals was not the strongest, right?
Course,
in the Club World Cup, they played most of the Brazilian sides. They avoided really the tough side of the bracket.
Yeah, they did.
I know they beat PSG, which deserves massive credit, but it wasn't the toughest run-up. And in the Conference League, you're playing in a third-rate European competition. Now you're playing against Europe's elite. So it's a whole new test for Maresca. Not only Maresca, but also it's a young squad as well, too. So it will be a learning curve for them, for me in the groups. But I think Chelsea are going to be similar to PSG last year, a team that just because they don't make it in the top 8, don't sleep on them. I think they're going to make it through the playoff or whatever. And then in the latter rounds of the competition, they're going to wake up.
Yeah. Maybe I am being a bit too nice, but I just kind of go, that's the feeling I get, which is I just know that Chelsea, regardless of where they finish, I get the sense that they're going to finish in the top 8.
And Chelsea in Champions League, by the way, always strong, bro. Even in their worst moments.
Exactly. So I don't know. I put this more on Maresca and just the experience and the confidence that players have got from the competitions. But so I had them kind of in 5th. But who did you have in 4th? So now we're getting to the.
Oh shoot! I just missed the team actually.
That's it.
I just missed the team. I forgot the team. All right, so hold on. I made a mistake when I was making my list. I only included 7 teams. So I'm gonna have Spurs 8th, Madrid 7th, Man City 6th. I'm gonna put City at 6th, PSG at 5th, Liverpool at 4th. And I'll just briefly say why I have City at 6th. Again, early days. I feel like they're kind of figuring it out. And their fixtures, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but there's some tricky games. They got a homecoming of Kevin De Bruyne. He's coming back home. Dortmund, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, Villarreal. Tough games, but I still feel Guardiola in the Champions League. I think he's the manager along with Ancelotti who has the most Champions League wins ever. I know it's not the best City team ever yet, but I think they'll have too much for this competition.
You know, it's crazy because it's funny you mentioned Man City because they're actually in my 4th. They're sitting in my 4th position.
Perfect then.
So it sits perfect. So I have them in 4th. The reason why I have them in 4th, I also had their Premier League form in mind. So I thought, okay, maybe because they after today, obviously.
You did this before they smoked United.
Yes. So time of recording, I just thought maybe they might be putting all their eggs into the Champions League. That's what I thought. So I thought, you know what? If they're out of the title race this early on, they might just forget, you know what? We're going to just start focusing on the Champions League and then taking that more serious.
But I'll tell you what, I don't see City having a deep run in the Champions League this year. I feel like defensively, you know what City remind me of kind of right now? They remind me of like the 17-18 City team, which... Look, if they hit the heights of that team, they hit 100 points. So I'm not saying they're going to be as successful as that team. But remember that side was really, really good offensively. They score goals against for fun. But then when they go to Europe, they kind of struggle because defensively they'll just fall apart any sort of conflict. I look at City in a similar vein. I'm not saying they're going to win the league, but I think they're really good. They can score against the best of them, but defensively, similar to Barca, I think there's too many frailties in that team.
No, I'm kind of with you in that sense. By the way, just a caveat to this list.
This is just the table.
This is just for the table. So I'm not necessarily saying because they finished in these positions that they're gonna go far in the tournament. That doesn't necessarily mean. I really do agree with you in terms of the knockout phase. I don't see Man City going far.
100%.
But I just felt like maybe because of the pressure of them already falling out of the title race, they might take this competition a bit more serious and then collect more points, basically, essentially in the group phase. But obviously, after today's result, who knows? Who knows how things transcend? Obviously, of time of recording, we're recording this right after the Manchester derby as well. So things have changed. The perspective has changed a little bit. But yeah, I still do think Man City will be in that automatic qualification. Maybe not fourth. If I had to read changes, maybe I might have put them in a different position. But for now, I'm going to keep them there.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely there for now. Next, obviously, we're going to move into the top three. So I'll just start. So this is where it gets interesting now. So the top three. So I put Real Madrid third.
And I put Real Madrid 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so third, I got Bayern Munich.
You got Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
okay.
I think Bayern Munich, first of all, are going to be very good in the Champions League this season, bro. I can't lie. Bayern didn't have the summer I think they really wanted to have. But I think regardless, they still strengthened. I think Luis Diaz is a signing that people were talking about the price tag a lot, but I feel like he's actually going to do well over there. And I think he's had a good few opening weeks. Kane looks as good as ever in front of goal. And I think Olise will be one of those players that really emerges as like a superstar in football. We already know he's a damn good player, but I think he's going to take huge leaps and bounds this season. And then again, I look at their fixtures: Club Brugge, Sporting, PSV, Union, Pafos. We've seen Bayern Munich for 15 years now. In those games, Pafos away from home, they're scoring 5. Union Saint-Gilloise at home, Bayern at the Allianz are scoring 6. We've seen them do this. I think last year they put 9 past Dynamo Zagreb. So they're going to sweep past these teams, and then it's up to what they do against Chelsea, PSG, and Arsenal. But I got them finishing third.
You know why I'm smiling?
You didn't have them.
I didn't have them.
At all?
Yeah, I completely missed them out. I just look at my list and say, where's
you
Bayern?
lost your whole mind.
So, you know what? I'm going to have to do a change.
Okay. We get one per episode. I got mine, you got yours.
So, my change is, I'm going to drop Inter out completely.
Is it?
I'm going to push everyone one down, and I'm going to have them underneath Real Madrid.
Okay, so you got them fourth.
So, I got them fourth.
Okay.
So, I'm going to change that. So, basically, I knocked Inter out completely. Bayern are going to basically be 8th now, and then I'm going to have Bayern Munich in 4th. You've already kind of explained it. The fixture list. I can't believe I completely missed that Bayern.
Bayern in the Champions League group stage are the greatest team of all time, bro.
They just score goals for fun.
Bro.
Every time you watch the highlights, you just see it's a...
But I think they're a much better team than they were last season.
Yes.
Last season, for me, it was like I was watching them very close because I was like, company, first big job. I feel like it's a little fortunate to even have gotten it after Burnley.
Yeah.
They got the job done in Bundesliga, but Champions League, I think they were a little disappointing for me. This season, the way they've started and the signings that they've kind of made on top of it, I think Bayern are gonna have a really good year.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna make Bundesliga is gonna be even easier for them than it was last season. I think in Europe, bro, they're gonna make a run at it.
Nah, I'm with you because I also think they got the quality in their depth now. I think before they had depth, but they were either injury prone or they just weren't hitting.
The only thing is right now, Musiala and Davies are going to be out, I think, till December.
Yeah, but I think they got enough. I thought they got enough ammo to kind of carry them through those group stages. And even now in Bundesliga, they're already firing. They're just scoring goals for fun. Bro. So yeah, I'm kind of with you. And I'm looking at the fixture list that you just showed me as well. I'm just thinking, come on, man.
I'm telling you, Union,
Arsenal might obviously be a difficult game.
Going
Chelsea
away,
too.
Yeah, PSG away.
But apart from those two, every other game seems like maybe PSG as well. But regardless, I just do think those games they will.
I'm seeing Club Brugge at home. I'm telling you right now, that's Bayern Munich 7. I'll put my life on it, bro.
Yeah, no, they are guaranteed to get hit 7 at least one.
And one of these games are hitting 7.
They're gonna hit 7 now. They always do it almost every year. It's that tradition for them. So we're gonna go into. And also, Real Madrid, the reason why I have them in third is because I do think that I feel like there's a huge hunger and desire, especially from the likes of Mbappe, that really want to do well in this competition. And I do think if you was to ask this group of Real Madrid players, what would you rather win this season, the Champions League or the La Liga? I do feel like most of them would say the Champions League. I just feel like after the disappointment of last season, I just feel like there's, especially Mbappe, I think obviously the whole situation with PSG winning on his head after he just left. For him, I think on a personal level, I do think Mbappe's got that mission, but I just do think Real Madrid, with the heritage that they have in that competition, having won it the previous years prior to that, I just feel like they're gonna come back this season with a bit more.
I think there's vengeance in La Liga too, though. I don't get it twisted.
Because
the way Barcelona stole their lunch money last season, bro. I think they beat them like 5 different times. Was smoking Mbappe every single time.
All those failed Faisal hate watches. I mean, all those failed watching that, bro.
4 different watch-alongs, the same result.
It's crazy.
Come on, man, put it in the bag eventually.
It's crazy.
Bro.
But I do think their fixture list is hard, though.
It is tough.
That's
why I'm surprised you have them in third, to be fair.
But I just think...
you think they're on smoke this year?
I think they're on smoke this year, yeah. I just get that sense from them. They're on smoke this year.
Second, I got Barcelona, bro. I'm not going to lie. I think their fixture list is a joke. And again, I think similar to Bayern, they're going to outscore all of these teams by a crazy amount. I think Barcelona will be the top scorer. Like last year, I think they were already the top scorers of the league phase. I think this year they're going to do it again. They got too much firepower.
You know what it is? I can't lie to you. You see,
I think they got blessed, to be fair, with their fixture list. I think it's pretty easy.
You know, doing this list, I just felt like that. Not that this is right or wrong, but I just feel like it could go. Generally, this top 8 could go in any order. Like it's very hard to predict, but I've just kind of not only going on fixture list, but also vibes. I just feel like I'm just getting a sense of energy from these teams, like Real Madrid. I just feel like they got that vibe of them where they're just coming back. They
Definitely.
They don't want to have the season they had last year. So I just that's pretty much the reason why I had them in third. And then second, I put Arsenal. Arsenal was second, man.
Okay.
Even as an Arsenal hater, I had to say, you know what? I need to put hold my hands up and just say, you know what?
They got it this year.
They did it last year.
To be fair, they came second last year.
Yes,
they were in the top 3 or top 4.
I think they were second last year. Yeah.
I think they were top 2 or top 3. So
or third maybe.
I think Arsenal. Look, I got them in first, so I'll just even sneak forward, right? Probably similar reason to you. They're very difficult to beat. I think Arsenal have the highest floor in world football in terms of they don't lose games, bro. They're incredibly difficult to break down, and even when they do lose games, it's by a goal or so. So when you look at the opposition they're going to be up against, I see them getting a good amount of points, if not maximum points, in almost every game they play.
Yeah, and they got some tough fixtures, to be fair. Dude. You have Bayern,
and I think the thing of Arsenal this year as well, too, the depth that they have, they can balance 3 different competitions this year. So they could have a tough game against, I think that they play City next in the league. They could completely change their team in midweek and then go to City with a whole new different 11. Yeah. And they could realistically win both those games.
Yeah. Now, that's the scary part about Arsenal this season. It's their depth, man. It's the quality in their depth. And I've obviously something that Arsenal fans were crying from last season, but generally, I think they're well more equipped this season than they are last season. I'll tell you what,
bro. This weekend, for example, they're missing Saka, Rice, Odegaard, Saliba, and Havertz.
Yeah.
Plus Gabriel. That's their 6 best players from the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Last season, I don't think they win that game against Forest. This season, all those guys out, 3-0, and it was comfortable. So I think that's the difference between Arsenal last season and this season. Why Champions League, I think they'll have enough depth to kind of balance that competition.
Yeah. Which is why I have them in second. Where did you? Put
I had them in first, bro. I think they're gonna win the whole league table phase. I think they're gonna be top of that phase.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Again, they're tough to beat.
And then who did you have in second?
This guy in the background.
And then
we got Sharky's annoying cousin in the background, having a field day right now.
He's having a celebration. He's doing a celebration right now in the back. Yeah. But who did you have in second?
I had Barcelona in second. So I already spoke on them. Yeah.
So you had Barcelona.
So who did you have in first then?
So I had Liverpool in first.
You have Liverpool winning the whole thing again? In terms of coming first again?
Okay. I just feel like Liverpool, and I said this kind of earlier as well, I just think Liverpool in the Champions League, bro, there's just something special about it.
Yeah, and Anfield on one day, Tuesday nights.
It's just, bro, I genuinely thought it was a myth when I was younger.
Nah.
But then the older
Come on, bro. When those meaty Liverpool teams were still going to finals, you should have known, bro. It's different.
And I just feel like, again, even this season, now that they've got these new signings, there's a buzz, there's a different type of energy at Anfield now. When Isak's putting on that Champions League shirt, then you got Verts and all these signings.
Maybe I put them fourth, I think, right?
Yeah. I just feel like they're going to carry on with that momentum. And again, even last season, they only got out in the Champions League to the winners. True. So I do think they will be, if not first, in and amongst the top 3, I feel like, with Liverpool. And again, I just do still see them having a strong Champions League campaign this tournament.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of had them first. I just think the quality in players, the options they have now in attack. Yeah.
Could you see it being like, Ekitike starts midweek and then Isak starts at the weekend, or even like vice versa? Like, do you think they could be juggling competitions between the two of them?
They could do, but I genuinely do feel like I do think they will play both. They'll find a way to play both of them. Yeah, Isak and Ekitike, which is scary.
But it's also balance-wise, I think it's going to take them a while to figure that out, which is why I don't have them first. But fair enough, man. If it all clicks, I think Liverpool are definitely a favorite for this competition.
Cool. Okay, and there you have it. So that is our top 8 predictions for the Champions League group phase. Quickly though, before we end the video, I just want to get your opinion on who you think will be the top scorer in the group phase and top assist.
Top scorer for me, bro, is Kylian Mbappe. I agree completely with you. I feel like he's a man on a mission this year, bro. I'm looking in his eyes. There's vengeance. There's anger. There's blood in his eyes. Last season, I know he scored 40 goals. But he got his lunch money stole from Lamine Yamal, bro. Honestly, that Arsenal tie, Kivior had him in Azkaban, bro. I think Mbappe's on smoke. I think this is a Ballon d'Or worthy campaign from him this year. I think Madrid are going to do really well in all competitions. And I see him topping the scoring charts.
Nah, bro, there's no more that needs to be said. I think I'm with you on that. I think he's a different animal this season. And like you said, I think he's got that chip on his shoulder from last year.
For sure.
That PSG,
he's hungry,
that
man.
PSG win rubbed him the wrong way. I wouldn't be surprised, bro, if he ends up being the top scorer in the group phase. And who do you have as top assist?
Funny enough, I have Yamal. I think Yamal, bro. This guy's the most creative player on the planet, in my opinion. Honestly, the amount of chances this guy puts on a play for his teammate, game in, game out, and then also on top of that, the amount of goals Barcelona score. I feel like that system is tailor-made for attackers. I saw Serge Gnabry look like a Ballon d'Or candidate under Hansi Flick a few seasons back. Anyone can feast in this, and I think Yamal. He's got Rafinha, Lewa, Rashford these days as well too. I think Yamal is going to finish with the most assists.
I'm going to tell you something. I had Yamal to begin with, but obviously I heard the news of him carrying an injury, and I just thought,
it don't matter. He's just giving the rest of them. He's just giving the rest of them a head start.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 2.
All right, cool. So I put Verts. I changed it to Verts. Yeah, because if I have Liverpool finishing first, then I do also see Liverpool scoring a lot of goals, creating a lot of goals.
You don't see Salah creating the most of them.
I was torn. I just, you know what? I thought, let me give the new boy a chance. Let me give the new boy a chance. So I said, maybe Premier League is not clicking. Maybe in the Champions League.
You're familiar with that.
You're familiar with the game.
Yeah, the most man of the matches last year in the Champions League.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe carries that form into this year. So I went with Wirtz, but also Yamal, it was in my thoughts as well. So it could be one or the other, but I'm going to go with Wirtz. But anyway, appreciate that, brother.
100%.
No, I appreciate your
100%. So where you got Man United fish in the Champions League?
Champions League. And that's where we wrap up the video. So thank you for listening and watching. And let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you agree with some of the takes that we've had in our top 8. Let us know in the comments your top 8 predictions for the group phase as well. And we'll love to hear it from you as well. Peace.